We don't know. He's an old prophet. You would think that an old prophet would want to serve God. But for whatever reason, he's still there. We do know this, according to what we read in verse 11, he's at home, sitting around at home, doing whatever old prophets do, watching Jerry Springer or something. He's at home doing whatever old prophets do. He wasn't in town where Jeroboam was doing the idol worship. He's at home. But his boys were there. Now, what were the boys doing? We don't know. They might have been partaking, or they might have been spectators. It's not clear. It's not said. But we know that the boys were there because they saw everything and they heard everything. And they came home and told their dad everything that they saw and everything that they heard. Those are the things we can clarify or glean from verse 11. We can't determine why he's there. We can't determine whether the sons were partakers or observers. We can only determine that they were there and they heard and saw everything. And when they were done, they came back and they told their dad everything that happened. Verses 12 and 13. And their father said unto them, What way went he? For his sons had seen what way the man of God went, which came from Judah. So he was told to go a different way, and they happened to notice which way he went. And he said unto his son, Saddle me the ass. So they saddled him the ass, and he rode thereon. Now, what does this old prophet want with the man of God? And I'm going to use, they're both prophets, but this guy I'm going to call the prophet. The other guy that was there talking to Jeroboam, I'm going to call him a man of God so we just keep him straight. So what does this prophet want with the man of God? That's a good question. We don't know what his intentions are. Verse 14. And he rode thereon, the end of verse 13, and went after the man of God and found him sitting under an oak. And he said unto him, Art thou the man of God that camest from Judah? And he said, I am. Now, he was supposed to leave by a different way to avoid any problems he might encounter. Instead of sitting under a tree, he should have been on the road heading back to Judah. Now, Judah wasn't that far from Bethel. I meant to do the research on this. I've looked at it before. It was very, very short distance. I want to say it was within 30 miles, maybe less than that. So let's just say, for example, this was where Jeroboam was, and he had to ride back to Monroe. It's not very far. It might take a little while on an animal, but it's not that far. And he got as far as Middle Belt and Schoolcraft, and then got off of his animal and sat under a tree to rest. Why would he do that? He was told to go a different way for his own safety, and he goes a couple miles down the road. He's still in Bethel. He hadn't even left town yet. He was in Bethel.